People deluded. Like, you guys know I'm here for young players, especially the ones at my own football club in Arsenal. So I can't understand how Vontae Daley-Campbell has not signed a professional contract. How again, I don't know anybody connected with him. I don't know his agency. I don't know what's going on in regards to Arsenal and things like that. I'm a fan. I can only deal with what's on the surface. And I see a young, talented player. I must highlight fullback defensive talent, which we hardly see young, good defensive talents come through our academy. Shout out to Medley if he gets his chance. But even it looked gazy for him. You'd think fullback, there's a real opportunity for him. He's a right back. He can do it. Obviously, if you ask him, I doubt he wants to play at left back, and I doubt he wants to carve a long-term future for himself at left back. But as he's demonstrated both for Arsenal and specifically England's youth side, specifically again England's under-17s earlier in the summer, he can do it down that side. Right back, there's a gap opening. We know Maitland-Niles, for example, is not a full-back, left or right back, but he's filled in there. Kohler's better going forward than he is defensively, and it remains to be seen if he can improve. Monreal's getting on a bit. On the right-hand side, it's only Hector Bellerin, and he's playing better now, but you could argue he needs a bit more competition because Lichtstein doesn't look like that at this moment. He looks like a good voice in the dressing room, an experienced head, and someone that could do a job, but he doesn't look like he can take Bellerin's spot. Vontae looks like, I don't want to sit here and say he can be the best fullback in the world, he can this, that and the other, because I don't know that. What I do know is that as a right back myself, not as like him, but I can see he's got everything. For me, his position is good. He sticks to his task. I mean, even if you look at the FA Youth Cup final against Chelsea, we conceded 4 or 5 goals in one of them games. How can a fullback walk away with any credibility? He done very well against Callum Hudson-Odoi. Like, for me, stays true to his task, stays rigid to his task. He'll make it physically difficult to go past him. He's got strength. Don't get it twisted going the other way. He's very good. He can put in crosses, low crosses, whipped crosses. He can improve on a lot of these things. I'm not saying he's the finished article. Of course not. He'll tell you that himself. But he's a good asset going forward. He's got everything you look for in an Arsenal fullback. He's good in attacking phases. He's good defensively. He's got a good stature on him. I like that. He's rough. He's positively rough around the certain edges as well. Like, he'll rough man up, barge them. He likes to. I wouldn't say he likes to physically assert himself, but he's not afraid to do that. He is someone I really, really like. I like Osei Tutu, for example, and I'm happy to see that he's recovering well in his injuries. But it's scary to see how he gets a lot of hype, and nobody speaks about Vontae, despite the fact he's one of the most consistent players. I know he's not an attacking player. Specifically, a lot of the footballs nowadays is more generated towards attacking players, and academy level it's easier to see how you can fall in love with an attacking player or notice them easier because they're doing things to get you out of your seat. But he's an equally as good defensive talent, and I can't believe he hasn't signed a pro deal. He's still a second-year scholar. Again, if there's any talks taking place, fair enough. But I see a lad where I'm so sure I looked at his England youth side, or the youth side he plays for, and he's actually the only one within that side that has not signed a professional contract. Leipzig have been interested in him. Celtic have been onto him. I know recently when England played at youth sides, there was a lot of English club scouts and a lot of Dutch club scouts. So if I was him, if they're not trying to give me a new deal, the world's your oyster, and you don't know how far you could develop if you make the right choices. I'm not comparing him to Jadon Sancho. They're incomparable. But if you look at Jadon Sancho, just over a year or so ago, he joined Dortmund, was playing for England at under-17s level, actually got recalled early from that World Cup. And now what? He's made his England debut. He's still coming off the bench in that for Dortmund, but he's one of the youngest players to score a Champions League goal, Englishman. The first to do it for a foreign club, I believe. I saw that stat. So he's doing a lot. So who knows what could happen for Vontae? He is good. I think such is his physical potential. One day he could be considered a centre half. I think his future is at fullback, but I do think there is a possibility of him being tutored and churned into a centre half in the future. But I can't understand how he hasn't got a pro deal. Like I said, he's good. He's got the technical abilities. He's a good defender. Positioning is very good. It can improve, but it's very good. He's got that, like I said, man, he's rough. He's unruly, man. Like, you know them guys, he feels like he chills with it. Like, he's one of the man them, man. You can tell, man. Like, big up yourself, Vontae, man. I hope you get a pro deal. I hope you, whether it's here or not, I hope you develop, man. Because I think you're a fullback with a lot of potential that's definitely got a career within the game. So, yeah, man, keep doing your thing. And Arsenal, from a selfish Arsenal fan's point of view, away from the football purists, give the man the deal. Because we've given players that are lesser players worse. I'm happy we've tied down Okonkwo, who had his own rumours about leaving. We've tied down Saka, Emerald Smith and Nelson have signed new deals. this is another man who deserves that, in my opinion. But what do I know? I just sit here and talk about football. So we'll see how it develops, man. People, anyways, guys, DG, comment, subscribe, do the rest if you wish. I'm out.